Autocockers are one of the most recognizable types of paintball markers. They were the first highly successful and popular paintball marker that really kicked off in the late 90s. At the time of its release, it fought for the main stage with the Automag, spawning the Automag versus Autococker debate. Although the Automag shaped the development of spool valve markers and started the super customizable marker, again, arguably with the Autococker was more prevalent in the media and tournament scene. If you look at any match from about 1999 to 2003-ish, you can see teams usually shooting Autocockers or Angels. This Autococker is the WGP Trilogy, specifically the Pro version. It was part of the budget line of WGP Autocockers and came in a nice dust silver finish. This one is pretty far from stock though, so keep that in mind during this review. Set upgrades include a Tech T timing rod, Shock Tech ASA with mini drop, although I might change that out for an on-off, macro line, and a custom products regulator. The cocking rod also appears to have been changed, however I'm not sure why. I figured a good way to see how the Trilogy shot would be to compare it to other autocockers, except no one near me has one. So for this comparison, I'll be using my brief time shooting the Empire Sniper Pump, the half-blocked pump autococker, an old Quimto video, and an interview I did with Sinister PB, who owns one. You'll find the link to his channel in the description. From the short questionnaire, it appears as though the Empire is lighter and more balanced, which might be due to the fact that it's half-blocked. He said he had no preference from full to half-block. Biggest downside in his opinion was that it was constantly out of time, needing to be retuned a lot. I should mention that the Empire Resurrection was designed by Simon Stevens, who went on to make those amazing Inception FLE cockers, and the fact that not only was it designed by Simon Stevens, but it's also about 10 years newer. Other comparisons that I used included an old Quimto video in which he compared a lesser WGP Trilogy, no regulator, none of the upgrades like that, to a 2K1 with upgrades, and said the Trilogy wasn't too far off from said 2K1. Here's a few clips of me recently using the Trilogy. Of course, I friggin' board too small. Despite most people viewing the Trilogy as a cheap joke, it performs pretty well. I realize now that I forgot to mention the Pro model has a Delrin bolt and a 2.0 frame over the other model's 1.5 frame. Despite the fixed front block, which contrary to popular belief is adjustable, only you have to take it apart, you can put an E-blade on there. The Warblades were actually meant for the Trilogy markers, and the Trilogy Pro SF came with one of these original Warblades. Although the Trilogy is lacking in some departments, it's still a really fun marker to shoot and mess around with. I know I said the next review would be the Smart Parts Epiphany, but that thing gave me so much trouble that it went out the door. I also came to think about the possibilities of a mini review series, which I think could do well with all the little markers and pieces I have around.